Hi, my name is Diana Morris from Edukea Institute. Today you are going to learn English language and our topic of today is about Lugendo'S dream. In this unit you will learn how to read and answer questions on a passage about Lugendo'S dream. And also going to see how to pronounce and use vocabulary from the passage. Another thing we are going to see how to describe occupation, make positive and negative statements on occupations, make positive and negative questions on occupations, and also we are going to look how to write a short paragraph. We are required to read the passage and answer the question that will follow. We start by saying, Lugendo is a medical doctor at Mawenzi Hospital. When he was in standard 4, Mr. Kazi, his teacher, asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Want to be a doctor. Lugendo replied. Why? Mr. Kazi asked. I want to be a doctor because I want to help people. Lugendo replied that all the teacher asked. I want to help my brothers, sisters, parents, and neighbors when they fall sick, replied Lugendo. When Lugendo entered standard 5, Mr. Chogo, the English language teacher, taught them about different occupations. Lugendo remembered his dream of becoming a doctor. He asked his teacher, "Please, sir, what do I need to study to be a doctor?" The teacher looked at Lugendo and asked, "Would you like to become a doctor?" "Yes, sir. This has been my dream since I was kindergarten," Lugendo replied. You must do very well in science, mathematics, and other subjects, Mr. Chogo emphasized. Lugendo understood the teacher and promised to work hard. After the teacher had answered Lugendo's question, Lulu raised her hand. "Would you like to be a doctor like Lugendo?" Mr. Chogo asked. "No, sir, I want to be an engineer," she replied. "Why?" asked Mr. Chogo. "I want to build a big house for my mother. I will also build a big two-story house for myself and my friends. I will make sure that road to our home is well built and maintained," Lulu responded. "So you must also pass very well in mathematics, science, and physics. You must also pass other subjects," emphasized the teacher. "What about you?" pointed to Camilla. Mr. Chogo asked. "I would like to be a lawyer," Camilla answered. "Why?" asked Mr. Chogo. "Our neighbor took my father's land. My father lost his land because he had no money to hire a lawyer," explained Camilla. If you want to be a lawyer, you should be well in English, history, and social studies. You should also do well in other subjects," the teacher emphasized. As you can see there in the picture, we see Mr. Lugendo in class with his pupils answering them what they would like to do, which occupation they want to take after they grew up or finished their studies. We continue by saying, the Buhela raised his hand. "What about you, Buhela? What would you like to be when you grow up?" Mr. Chogo asked. "I would like to be a teacher like you, sir. I like teaching children different subjects, like talking to parents about their children's progress," Buhoela replied. Many other children stood up and said what they wanted to be. Some wanted to be a pilot, politicians, nurses, and so on. "From now on, I think you will be able to make good choice for your future careers," said the teacher. The pupils shouted eagerly, "Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!" One day, Lugendo's father got sick. It was during the holiday. Lugendo was at home. He took his grandfather to the hospital. He knew it was also a chance for him to go to the hospital. He wanted to learn what medical doctors do. After arriving at the hospital, Lugendo met the doctors. He saw how much doctors disorganized patients. He also learned about the instructions the doctor gave to the patients. Lugendo felt that becoming a medical doctor was a good choice. On their way home, Lugendo told his grandfather about his future career dream. His grandfather liked the idea. He encouraged him to study hard to make his dream come true. Lugendo started working hard in science subjects. After completing Standard 7, Lugendo joined a secondary school. He continued to work hard in science subjects until he joined University for medical degree. Now Lugendo works at a hospital and his dream has become true. After looking the passage about Lugendo's dream, let us see our next exercise here, which will mark the end of our lesson for today. The first question states that, what was Lugendo's career dream? Number 2, what did Lulu want to be? Question number 3, what does an engineer do? Number 4, what should one study to be a lawyer? Number 5, why did Camila want to be a lawyer? Question number 6, what was Buhohela's career choice? Number 7, where does Lugendo work? Question number 8, what did Lugendo's grandfather advise his grandson on his career dream? And after seeing these questions, this will mark the end of our lesson for today. But before concluding, let me remind you as people who's watching this topic, if you want to answer these questions correctly and get them in a correct way, you're supposed to read the passage once again, and that will help you and will remind you what and how to answer this question in order to get them correct. After reaching here, this marks the end of our lesson. Thank you. See you again in the next lesson.